Alright guys, we're jumping into the round of 16 match between Wolfix and Tank, also known as Chris Ball. It's going to be a TVT, but always excited to watch Wolfix play. I'm a big Wolfix supporter. But yeah, as we were kind of just talking about, these colors on this desert tile map might be a little bit hard to follow depending on what goes on in this game. We have this kind of light vomit color versus brown on a red tile set, red-brown tile set, so apologize if we miss things, but we will do our best. It can definitely be tough if we get to like drop chips and things like that in this game to follow everything that's happening.
Yeah, and I do expect dropships on this map. I mean, this map screams airplay with how the map is set up. So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun. I know that. Not sure if our series was cast yet, but that was a pretty fun game on Death Valley. So, stay tuned for that one, guys. When that happens, that was really fun.
Yeah, I think this is a really good TVT map. I think the other matchup, other matchups, I can see this map being kind of. I think it kind of blows, to be honest with you, but I think for TVT, this is a good map. Same way I feel about like Monty Hall and Menstrual, right? I think those are actually really good TVT maps and not so great with some of the other matchups.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I just think, the more terrain stuff you've got, TVT just gets better and better because I think it becomes such a thinking game, right, between the two players where you really have to, TVT is already such a positional matchup, but with so many different terrain features and stuff like that, like it just gets so much more positional and it just really highlights kind of the awesome parts of TVT.
I agree, and maps like this too, another thing about it, with so many different ways of attacking, like you have the different attack paths. When it comes to drop play, there's so many different zones and stuff you can control with the drops, like high grounds and things like that everywhere. It actually rewards aggressive play, so I think that's what makes it really good for TVT, is when there's so many options, it rewards you for being an aggressor, so you don't want to sit back and turtle. It's just not good to do that on these kinds of maps.
Yeah, 100%. And the fact that there's like so many little pods and zones, as you were saying, it almost feels like a game of like Go, if people have ever played that game, where you kind of like start by having so many little different like pieces scattered around the board, but then they start coming together to kind of have this holistic strategy that comes into play. So really cool. It's gonna be really fun to see this game go down.
Yeah, already we're seeing a bit of a big discrepancy here. This factory from Chris Ball was a good bit later. Wolfix's came down at 231. I mean, it's not going to be that big of a deal potentially. It only really matters if it's going to be like multiple Vulture play, like coming out of Wolfix. But in those cases, that extra like 10 seconds or so can actually make a big difference. But it looked like Chris was like really focused on harassing the SCV, trying to get that kill, but does not get it because of the Marine coming out. Gets chased off, and we'll see. Wolfix made 2 Marines. Chris Ball, or Tank, sorry, I'll call him Tank. Tank made a single Marine. We'll see if we're going to go for this Vulture pressure or not. See how many Vultures we want to make before the add-on, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I probably expect only one from Wolfix here, because it looks like he's trying to mine out the back door right now, but instead, actually, he's going to put the command center, never mind, right in front. SCV is going to go in and see the command center. Wolfix did not see it, but he probably saw the guys off gas, so he expects the command center as well going down. So far, they're playing the map pretty standard so far, although Wolfix is starting to open up that back door just a little bit. He had mined a couple of patches from the back door, so we'll see if that comes into play later on in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually was worried it was going to full mine it out, because that can be something really dangerous. In this game, it wouldn't have mattered, but if you're expanding to this space up here and then you also mine out your back, if there's like Vultures or something that are being made on this other side, that could be kind of brutal. In this case, like I said, it's not really going to matter. He's going to go back to mining out those patches now, so he's just kind of preparing for that third base, I guess, or maybe setting up for a different attack path.
Yeah, maybe. The Rax could also probably see if Tank decided to take that bottom base as well, and you'd have a way for Vultures to get over across the map really quickly here. We do see that Wolfix has gone for 2-factory mine opener with these, and Tank is going for the 2-factory Goliath opener, which is actually a very popular build, very aggressive build, because he can use these Goliaths and push across the map, because it's just so good in the early game.
Yeah, I kind of like the Goliath build. I don't do it very often, but it's not weak against anything, you know? Like, it even does pretty good against 1-1-1 pushes, honestly. I think it's actually just a really good defensive build in general. It's not really that good at being aggressive either, but you're not really in danger of dying in anything. A lot of players go Wraith, that kind of thing, right? So you're not going to be in danger of that. Gonna come across the map with these 4 vultures. It is only 3 vultures currently for Wolfix coming out here to lay mines as the vultures show up. So gonna take a few free hits here already. And yeah, this is a tough start for Wolfix.
Yeah, not good. He's going to lose all these vultures here, and that means that this push coming across the map here from tank is going to be even more powerful than it really should be. I mean, there are 3 mines there. They are kind of grouped a little bit tightly together, so if the Goliaths do push, you know, it's potential that he's going to be able to get some, you know, mine hits onto those Goliaths. But 2 vultures sneaking in here, but luckily for Wolfix, he's already got 2 more vultures popping out the factory just at the right time. We'll see if he loses even a single SCV. It looks like probably, maybe the vulture's getting around. Never mind. Nice. Well done from Wolfix to defend.
Yeah, actually turned out pretty decent for Wolfix overall. And he sees with his barracks, he got full scouting information, he sees a Goliath, sees a 3rd factory, it's just going to be this mass Goliath. And in response, he just made a few extra vultures. I really like this, so he can kind of flood the map with mines a little bit, and he's going to go double add-on tanks behind this.
Yeah, the only downside for him is obviously he's going to lose his barracks here, but he's just going to probably just restart that. He looks like doesn't even need a 3rd factory at this point. He's going double machine shop as well. Nope, he's going to go ahead and drop the barracks, actually.
Yeah, and I actually really like his position right now. He can play pretty defensive here and take this 3rd base that he's already got, you know, mined out and ready for free. And going up to 4 factories now, so he's definitely not planning on expanding anytime soon. Gonna try and get control here, maybe try to take the high ground. Only just now getting his add-on though, so it's gonna be a while before he's got tanks out here.
Yeah, gonna be a little risky. Wolfix has done a reasonable job in terms of spreading out these mines so that when the Goliaths walk forward here, they might take some damage. And oh, here we go! Oh, huge mine connections right there. That's exactly what I was worried about. Yeah, all these Goliaths go down to just mines. Absolute massacre there.
That could not have gone worse for tank. I actually can't believe he just kind of A-moved through there. This is super dangerous when you know there's, like, he saw mines going down when he first came out with the vultures. But yeah, he went for it. All the vultures all the Goliath get cleaned up. He killed what, like 2 or 3 vultures, like after the fight even, not even during the fight. So Wolfix now in a fantastic position. All those Goliath getting reset. Still no tanks coming out or out yet for tank. And what are we at? 3 tanks now for, yeah, 4 now for Wolfix even.
Yeah, he's in a great spot right now. He's already prepped. He's even playing the long term, as you said, mining out the back door, whereas tank hasn't done that yet. And so he's already prepped in terms of, ready to take the 3rd base. I mean, he might even take the 3rd base at the top right anyways, because he's going to have so much map control here with these initial tanks. Although he hasn't been aggressive in terms of pushing across the next pod, where tank is starting to slowly get some more units out. But he's going to move forward here. He's even got 3 SCVs pulled, so he can even use these guys to come forward. He
did scan forward looking for mines. Wolfix actually going to walk into this while on the low ground, so that's a pretty big disadvantage for him. And yeah, I was going to say, I'd love to see him back up here to get back to the high ground and re-siege, which is exactly what he does. Targets the tank immediately, so that is going to go down. And Goliath going to jump forward on top of these tanks. Going to clear 1 tank, looks like a 2nd tank. Actually going to get...
Oh, nice repair.
Okay, yeah, really good repair, actually. I thought we were going to clear all the tanks, but yeah, these 4 SCVs coming in clutch, saving that tank. And with this, he might be able to push now to the high ground of tank and just kind of bottleneck him even further into his natural.
Yep, even move 1 tank there. 1 tank goes down, but he's going to be able to get on top here. He's just got too many units here that even though he kind of took that fight from the low ground, it just doesn't even matter. He's going to be able to at least get on top of the high ground there and hopefully secure this position here. But maybe he might go forward. I mean, he can take the high ground above the command center here. That's a potential.
Yeah, he can take his time getting there, right? It looks like he's going to try and hold this high ground first, which I really like this play. He's extra Goliath coming in to support the tank. And the high ground working wonders. I mean, the tank barely taking damage. I think he's going to win this fight unless this tank lands a shot, which it does not.
Yeah, he's targeted down the tank. Really well done there. Both Goliaths are going to go down here for tank as well. I mean, Wolfix in a very commanding position right now. He's just going to rally units across the map here and slowly inch forward with these siege tanks. And yeah, tank just not able to kind of hold right now. I mean, losing those Goliaths so early on, he really should have had like another 4 or 5 Goliaths. And oh, even the vultures getting inside the main as well right now, laying some mines on the siege tank that just popped out as well. This is really great right now for Wolfix.
Yeah, I really like this play to prevent tanks from getting into a defensive position. So that tank just cannot get forward here. It's going to try to move. Immediately dives to a mine. 2 more vultures coming to support these tanks. And yeah, this is game. I mean, you see in the supply, tank supply getting so low.
Yeah, Wolfix has been continuously making SCVs behind this as well. Tank unable to keep up. I mean, he's starting to float a lot of minerals as well. He just can't produce enough. He needed to go up to 6 factories at some point here. But unfortunately for him, man, these mines doing so much work here, killing off another Goliath and more tanks reinforcing. That's going to be the last tank going down as well. Tank's going to have to evacuate this natural. But yeah, I was going to say probably just GG instead.
Yeah, nice non-stop pressure from Wolfix there after he gets that advantage. I really enjoyed that. That's the aggression we want to see in TVT.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really what comes down to. High level Terrans just know when they, it's. We joke about this a lot, but sometimes you just gotta step on their neck and you snap it. Sometimes like if they present you their neck, you gotta do it. So you can't just sit back and play defensively and let them get back in the game.
Okay, guys, we're hopping into game 2 of Wolfix versus Tank. As we saw, Wolfix taking that first game pretty cleanly, honestly. Very aggressive, just nonstop pushing his advantage there until he got the win pretty early, which is great to see. So here on Radeon, as always, everybody seems to pick Radeon for their second map, just because out of the current map pool, it's just the most standard map. It's just a good balanced map in general anyway. It's just very comfortable for a lot of players.
Yeah, most balanced map. I mean, we'll see how the statistics hold up, but it could be one of the most balanced maps of all time at this point. I think, ironically enough, this map was sponsored by, I think it was AMD to make a map, because that's why they have like their logo, I think, in the middle or something like that. And I know it's for the AMD Radeon. They had like a computer part or whatever, and they were sponsoring that. But yeah. Anyways, good job to the map makers for making such an awesome map.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good map. Like you said, it may be the most balanced map ever.
Yeah,
and I know it's all very, very close to 50% around the board.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I know, like, if you look at any other 4-player map, like Zerg versus Terran is such a bad matchup for Zergs in terms, at least at the very high level, right, on Elo board. But on this map, man, they're 50-50 basically. I think it's like 49.8 last time I checked. So really awesome in terms of, getting a 4-player map that's actually balanced for the ZVT matchup.
Wait, 4-player is bad for Zerg, typically?
Yeah, 4-player in ZVT, if you look at all of the 4-player maps, it's traditionally hovering around 40 to 42% Zerg versus Terran. Every other matchup can be balanced, but it's just Zerg versus Terran.
Why is that? That actually doesn't make sense to me. I'm obviously not understanding something. I would have thought bigger maps would be better for Zerg because of better expansions, and you get more time to like dog with their muta and stuff.
Yeah, it's actually a good question. You'd have to ask some of the other players a little bit more. I've talked to Hawk about this sometimes, and he just says like corner bases actually help Terran a lot because they can set up the siege tanks over there and play defensively, and also depending on the map in terms of like where the third base locations are, it really helps Terran as well. So on Radeon, third base is a little bit further away compared to a map like, let's say, Vermeer or Citadel, where the third bases are actually quite close and defensible.
Yeah,
and
I
so
guess
it
that
makes it
makes
a lot
sense.
easier. Yeah, I mean, it's just small things, right? Obviously for the balances.
Yeah, I didn't think about it from the Terran perspective, the base being a little bit further away. Yeah, because to me this map is very like a Vermeer-esque. When I think about the third base and the way the layout is, to me it felt Vermeer-esque, but a little bit harder to defend. So that actually makes a lot of sense then, when you put it that way. Alright, so once again, factory a lot faster here from Wolfix. I wasn't watching, so I don't know if this was an 11 gas or not. I feel like it must be with this much of a gap between the production time.
Yeah, I think it was an 11. I think the factory went down before the depot here for Wolfix, whereas it was the opposite for Tank. The second depot was down before the factory, so it should have been a 12 gas here for Tank. And we actually have an SCV up here for Wolfix up at the top left part of the map here. It's got 100 gas. When this factory finishes, will he drop down to Starport maybe? Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the reason I wasn't sure about the 11 gas is because he's up an SCV, which doesn't seem right to me.
But yeah, definitely a little confusing here. And Tank's SCV is going to come in here, is going to scout the CC timing, which Wolfix is going to put down. So kind of disguising this build a little bit. So, Tank might just assume, oh, this is going to be totally normal, totally natural with the gameplay. But, little does he know, Wolfix has a starport cooking right now.
Yeah, this is actually kind of crazy. They're literally dead even, except Wolfix has an extra starport over his opponent. The factory just now coming down for Tank. So I don't know what went so right for Wolfix or what went so wrong for Tank, but he was basically an entire starport worth of resources behind Wolfix.
Yeah, not sure. I mean, that one SCV could be the difference right now. Now he's even 2 workers down. I'm really not sure what's going on here with Tank. He's just not producing SCVs out of his command center right now. It's very, very strange to see what's going on.
Yeah.
I think he also missed did he miss a depot? He's on 26 out of 26.
Okay, we have a deep on the bottom left, but about to finish. My scroll wheel's broken, guys. You're gonna have to. I
Oh,
apologize for
I
it
see
going
it
all
now.
over the
Yeah.
place.
I was like trying to find it for the longest time. Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, I wanted to hit the hotkey to remove the map, but I'm not confident doing that. I don't want to accidentally show the replay status. Yeah, we do have these vultures coming in. They are going to get some vulture kills, and they're going to be able to deny the CC, which is great for tank. But this Wraith is about to finish, and it does have Cloak on the way. We're going with the 3-fact vulture for tank. So it's going to be a little bit hard for Wolfix to hold, though, against the amount of vultures that are going to be coming out against him. I mean, we're on 1 factory production versus 3 factory.
Yeah. So the problem is as you said, it's gonna be kind of like a battle, right? It's gonna be a ground battle versus an air battle. And so, can the vultures do enough damage to Wolfix while Wolfix's Wraith does enough damage to tank? And we'll just have to see how it works right now. The first Wraith does come in, so I might expect tank to probably try to get an armory up as soon as possible right now to get some Goliaths out. But he also needs an academy because he's got to be afraid of the cloak as well.
Okay, it's Q. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to expect Cloak or not. We'll see if he does prepare for that. His vultures are actually running out on the map now looking for the starport. He should be able to find it. Yeah, he is going to head that way and find it. So he's going to see the add-on. He'll at least know that it is going to be Cloak. So that's kind of a nice spot for him at least to get that information. Second Wraith is out now. And I mean, Cloak's already done. So I guess it really doesn't matter that he spotted it because he's already dealing with it.
Yeah, Armory's on the way, but no Academy right now, and he did see that there was Cloak, so I'm a little bit, curious why he hasn't dropped the Academy yet to get the scanners up, but right now he's speed's finished. He's going to send these Vultures down. He's got to be like an all-in, basically. He's got to get some damage done, but Wolfix smartly building 2 supply depots to help Wall, bringing SCVs off the line. He knows that this is where he needs to hold right now with these Vultures.
Yeah, this is going to be a really hard hold, though. I mean, there's so many Vultures here. We have nothing in production for Wolfix either. We went for add-on to try and get this tank out. So he's going to take a ton of damage. He's going to do a lot of damage. And yeah, it's going to be hard to say where we're going to be when the dust settles, but the Vulture is obviously going to kill SCVs way, way faster than these Wraith are, especially this many Vultures. And this is looking pretty dire for Wolfix right now.
Yeah, I want to say it's all, you know what it could be. It could honestly turn into a game where Wolfix wins because both sides lose all of their SCVs, but because Wolfix is the Wraiths, the Vultures can't shoot up because all of these SCVs are going to go down. Mine is about to finish too before the tank is... Okay, the tank pops out right in time. Mine's about to finish as well for these Vultures here, but will he be able to take down his tank with the mines? Yeah, I think he will be able to. So he's going to pick up every single last SCV, but tank is not going to have anything to produce to hit air, so he's actually going to lose every SCV, but he's still going to win the game.
Well, yeah, we have Goliath just about to pop right now.
Okay, but he doesn't have scan is the problem. He's
yeah, there's no scans. And we're continuing to make Wraith as well. I mean, yeah, with the Cloak, he might actually be able to kill. He's got a decent bit of energy stored up. Gonna target the SCVs right now, actually. But I mean, Wolfix... they're both dead, but right now Wolfix is more dead. So it's really hard for me to see how he's gonna win from here. I don't think he has enough energy. Kill off the Goliath.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Wolfix, yeah, doesn't have... he's got 1 more Wraith in production right now, so he's going to go up to 5 Wraiths here, but the Goliaths are starting to go down, and Tank doesn't have enough money to make any more. These are the last remaining Goliaths he's got. He might be able to afford 1 more once these SCVs continue to gather some more minerals here, but I don't know, man. It's really close.
Dude, is Wolfix going to win the game? Like, this is crazy.
I think so. He has 0 SCVs. He literally has 0 SCVs right now.
Yeah. It's hard to even know what to say right now. I mean, he's just trying to kill enough SCVs so that he can't make any more Goliath. I mean, if he kills all the SCVs right now, he actually can't make any more SCVs. He has nothing in production to cancel. If these die before he gets 50 minerals, he actually can just leave and come back with more energy.
Right, and he could also just lift off his command centers here and just float them into unhittable territory, and so that the Vultures and Goliaths can't even hit them. So he can just wait until he gets enough energy, come in, hit the Goliaths, as you said. And I think he's going to be able to do it, man. I think these... Oh, man, the Wraiths are about to lose on all their energy, but he's got 50 more minerals right now building another SCV. The Wraiths are going to lose their energy, but he's just going to probably have to come back. He's going to have to lift off his buildings and then come back.
I think he wins from here. Yeah, he just leaves, get his energy back, comes back, and does it again.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe this is what's happening right now. And now the Wraiths are just going to come over here and hit the Vultures right now. Wolfix even banked up 350 minerals, so he can always just wait until these Vultures either leave or he can float a command center to a different location and try to hide it. The Wraiths are coming back in here to the main again for Tank, killing off one more SCV. One SCV remains right now. Tank's got 2 SCVs. One of the SCVs running away for dear life right now. This is incredible.
This is why we like TVT right here.
Oh, man.
It's over. Wolfix is actually going to win when he hasn't had an SCV for like 3 minutes now.
Yeah, this is
it's
incredible
over.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's over. He just banks his energy up and he goes back again.
Yep, and that's what he's doing right now. He's got some of his more healthy energy rates are at 45 energy right now, but I probably wants to wait until all 4 can afford a cloak with some time to spare. Tank right now, he's got 2 SCVs mining, desperately trying to mine right now, but here come the Wraiths. I think they're poking around to try to find where the Goliaths are right now. But yeah, did he afford something else? Oh, he made another Vulture. That's
yeah, he's making Vultures to hide him in the corner here.
Yeah, interesting.
I'd like to see him cancel these depots, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got money there in the depots, which are going to go down to the Vultures, but he killed off one of the Goliaths here. SCVs are trying to repair the Goliath, and now the Wraiths are going to target down the SCVs. Now here come 2 more Wraiths. Oh, I think this is it. I think Tank is probably realizing that he has nothing to kill these Wraiths.
This is crazy.
He's got exactly 50 minerals, but Wolfix can always come back and find where the SCVs are. This is... what a silly game.
Yeah, he just wins. He lives and he wins. This is awesome. This is the kind of TVTs I want right here. Both games. Yeah, it was crazy. Really well played by Wolfix. You know, a lot of times when I see people like in these like really like kind of niche situations, I always feel like I'm watching people like make the wrong mistake, like wrong choices, right? And obviously it's very easy as the observer to be like, oh, you should have done this, could have done this, like this would be really smart, etc. But Wolfix did exactly what he should have done. You don't see that a lot of times in these like crazy moments when people get like flustered or they're scrambling or something. So it's like really nice to see Wolfix basically do just everything completely correct to guarantee that he wins the game.
You know what's funny, actually, is Wolfix can't actually make an SCV right now because he's supply blocks of the 2 Vultures that he made extra. So he'd have to kill the Vultures to afford another SCV. But right now, he's got 1 Wraith flying around the map, just trying to figure out if there's a proxy. Because he's probably wondering, like, why is Tank still in this game if he can't make any more SCVs and he's got nothing to shoot my Wraiths right now? So, but he's going to check everything. He's going to be like, oh, there's no units, man. Like, why are you still in this game?
Yeah, I think Tank's just in disbelief that he lost the game like this. I mean, again, like, if I were to say, like, what should Tank have done differently? He queued up so many extra Vultures before his Goliath. He needed to make the Goliath sooner, and I cannot understand why we did not drop that eBay as soon as we saw Cloak.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Academy or eBay, you just need something to give you detection, man, and he just didn't do that, and that's what cost him the game. And it's crazy that you know, Wolfix went for the Cloak, because had he not gone for Cloak, this legitimately would have been Tank's win, because the Goliaths would have sat in the mineral line and waited until the Wraiths come back. And so he had to have Cloak. He needed exactly Cloak to win in the situation, and he had it.
Yeah, I mean, Wolfix just sitting here slowly chipping away at him, just checking around the map with his Wraith, like you said, to make sure there was no proxy or anything like that. And yeah, Wolfix just kind of sitting here like, come on, dude, what are we doing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Tank, maybe a little bit upset, potentially. I mean, he knows that he can't win. He has enough to make this SCV. I don't know what he's hoping for. Like, maybe Wolfix will, like, fall asleep or something, then he can go back to mining, but he's just running around these Vultures, making sure Wolfix isn't mining, but Wolfix doesn't need to mine. And yeah, there we go. There's the GG. Well played.
GG.
And Wolfix is going to take one of the craziest 2-0 wins I've ever seen before.
That was amazing. And also, if you looked at the tab at the very end, the endgame tab, Tank had advantages in every single category, but still ends up losing because he has nothing to shoot up at the end.
That's amazing. Losing the game in a mirror matchup with the higher score. That is a terrible, terrible feeling.